Chapter 61. In the office, there was a dead silence. Sister Yan and the bar owner looked at the calm David, and had a bad premonition in their hearts. "Boss, do you think that guy just spoke to Lord Tiger?" Sister Yan asked the boss in a low voice. The bar owner didn't answer her, because he didn't know how to answer. The voice that came from the phone just now was very similar to Lin Tianyu's, but such a young man who didn't grow all his hair, and he was selling goods all over his clothes. Like some wealthy son, how could he know Lin Tianyu, and speak to Lin Tianyu in such a wild tone? Seeing that the boss didn't speak, Sister Yan on the side could only comfort herself. It is impossible for Lord Tiger to know such a person, he must be pretending, and the person on the phone just now can't be Lord Tiger, who would dare to use such a tone and horrendal. "Are you talking to Lord Tiger?" After hearing this, the bar owner nodded slightly, agreeing with Sister Yan's point of view. "Boy, don't pretend to be here, just rely on your virtue. How could Lord Tiger know you? You dare to pretend to be the name of Lord Tiger, this is a capital crime." The bar owner yelled at David. David just glanced at the bar owner slightly, sneered and ignored him. "Boss, you give Tiger Lord a call. This kid is making trouble. Ask Tiger Lord to clean him up, just so you can know if it's Tiger on the phone just now," Sister Yan said to the bar owner. The bar owner nodded, took out his mobile phone and was about to call Lin Tianyu, but the phone did ring, and it was Lin Tianyu who was calling. The bar owner hurriedly connected. "Master Tiger. Bald Li, how the H3LL did you provoke Mr. Chen? Now you wait for me, I'll be there right away. Don't open your Fengyu bar. If you have the guts to run away, try it out and see me Lin Tianyu, can I find you?" The bar owner just got on the phone and called out Lord Tiger, and Lin Tianyu's furious voice came over, which frightened the bar owner to the point of being stupid. Now even if he doesn't want to believe it, the facts are already in front of him. It was indeed Lin Tianyu who had just spoken to David, and Lin Tianyu respectfully called David Mr. Chen. Snapped. The mobile phone in the bar owner's hand fell to the ground and shattered instantly. He looked at David like a fool, and finally knelt down with a thud. That Sister Yan was also full of horror, and fell to the ground together. Mr. Chen, I was wrong, I beg Mr. Chen to let me go." The bar owner desperately kowtowed to David. David ignored him and didn't even look at him. At this time, David was sending spiritual power to Wang Hanhan's body, so that Wang Hanhan could wake up. I don't know what drug this bar owner used for Wang Hanhan, but the effect of the drug is so strong. Even David used his own spiritual power to waste a lot of time before Wang Hanhan slowly opened his eyes again. "Brother David." Seeing David, Wang Hanhan shouted in shame. After all, being a dancer in a bar is not a glorious career. "Hanhan, are you feeling better now? Let's go." David helped Wang Hanhan up from the sofa and said slowly. "Well," Wang Hanhan nodded, but when she saw the bar owner and Sister Yan who were kneeling on the ground, she was stunned. She didn't understand why these two people knelt on the ground. Could it be because of David? Wang Hanhan looked at David puzzled. After all, in Wang Hanhan's eyes, David was just an ordinary person, and he was just an ordinary person who had been in prison. "Let's go." David did not explain, but dragged Wang Hanhan out. Chapter 62. In the lobby of the bar, Lin Tianyu had already brought people here and drove all the guests out. All the staff in the bar were surrounded by the corner and squatted on the ground. Wang Hanhan saw so many people, and they were all holding weapons, and his face was pale for a while, and one hand was tightly grasping David's arm, trembling slightly. "Don't be afraid," David comforted Wang Hanhan softly. Seeing David coming out, Lin Tianyu was about to step forward to speak, but was stopped by David with his eyes. David didn't want Wang Hanhan to know that he knew Lin Tianyu. After all, Lin Tianyu is not a good person in the eyes of ordinary people. If he let his parents know that he was with Lin Tianyu, he would be very angry. Lin Tianyu instantly understood the meaning in David's eyes, and after a wave of his hand, the person guarding the bar's door immediately got out of the way. David took Wang Hanhan and walked out under the watchful eyes of dozens of people. As soon as the two walked out of the bar, they heard screams and smashing sounds coming from the bar. After stopping a taxi, David took Wang Hanhan home. On the way back, Wang Hanhan looked at David and tried to open his mouth to explain something several times, but every time he couldn't say anything. Why did you come back to work in a place like this? David was the first to speak. Wang Hanhan lowered her head, rubbed her hands together, bit her lip, and said after a while, Brother David, can you not tell my mother? If you let her know, she will be pissed off. David nodded. Wang Hanhan sorted out his emotions, and then continued, I owe 1,000,000 loan sharks now. If I don't go to work in that kind of place, there is no way to repay the money. If I can't pay it, they will come to me. Mom wants to. Wang Hanhan said, tears fell down. Why do you owe so much money? David frowned slightly. Wang Hanhan's family is not very good, so Wang Hanhan has been very frugal since he was a child, and he never spends money indiscriminately. How could he suddenly owe so much money? When David asked this, Wang Hanhan cried even more, crying and saying, when I was in college, I met a boyfriend who was 2 years older than me and was my senior. I needed money, so I used my identity to borrow a usury loan, but who knows that after borrowing the money, I will never be able to contact him again. After Wang Hanhan finished speaking, David instantly understood that she was deceived by the so-called boyfriend. At this moment, the taxi driver sighed. Hey, now this little girl is too simple, too easy to trust people. 1,000,000 is not a small amount. I heard about a little girl 2 days ago. Because of loan sharks, I jumped into a river and committed suicide. Hanhan, don't cry, I'll help you find a way for this million. David patted Wang Hanhan's shoulder gently. Wang Hanhan raised his head and looked at David gratefully. Brother David, I know you have just been released from prison, you don't even have a job. Where is there so much money? Just don't tell my mother, I'll find a way myself. You don't worry, I won't do stupid things. If I leave, my mother will definitely not be able to live. David smiled slightly and didn't say anything, but Wang Hanhan would definitely help deal with this $1,000,000 usury. Now he still has the card given by Ruben, and there is still 10 million in it. Even if he spends more money, David can follow Lin Tianyu to ask for it. After all, the entire Juitang is now his own. After returning to the community, the taxi driver did not accept the money from David and the others, but looked at Wang Hanhan with a smile on his face and said, little girl, if you want to open up, the big things can pass. After speaking, the taxi driver kicked the accelerator and left. Looking at the back of the taxi, David sighed, there are still many good people in this world. Chapter 63. David brought Wang Hanhan home and found that Wang Chengfeng was still chatting with his parents at his own house. Originally, David wanted Wang Hanhan to stabilize his emotions and then went home, but this time he was discovered directly. Seeing David and Wang Hanhan go home together, Wang Chengfeng and Chen Baoguo were all stunned. Only Barbara couldn't see it, and there was no change in expression, but said lightly, David, are you back? Why is that? Come back late. Chen Baoguo, who was on the side, pulled Barbara's arm. David and Hanhan are together, they came back together. When he said this, Chen Baoguo's face was full of smiles. When Barbara heard it, she immediately smiled and said, David, you child, you can go to Hanhan, just tell us directly, and go secretly by yourself, do you want to surprise us? David was speechless for a while and wanted to explain, but he didn't know how to explain it. At this time, only Wang Chengfeng found that Wang Hanhan's face was wrong, and he had cried, so he frowned slightly and said, Hanhan, aren't you going to work overtime? And why did you cry? You still smell of alcohol. Wang Chengfeng's series of questions made Wang Hanhan panic, not knowing how to answer. Aunt Wang, Hanhan didn't work overtime. She went to drink with her colleagues. As a result, those people kept drinking her. I found out and brought Hanhan back. David hurriedly made up a lie. Upon hearing this, Wang Chengfeng hurriedly got up and looked at Wang Hanhan's body, her eyes full of concern. What kind of colleagues are you? Knowing that you don't know how to drink, it's too much to drink you. Seeing her mother being so nervous about herself, Wang Hanhan couldn't bear it any longer, hugged Wang Chengfeng and cried again. Wang Chengfeng comforted Wang Hanhan. Hanhan, if the work is not happy, we will not do it. What a broken colleague. Wang Chengfeng thought that Wang Hanhan was being bullied by his colleagues and felt aggrieved. After all, Wang Hanhan has not worked for a long time. He is a newcomer, and many companies bully newcomers. Yes, Hanhan, don't cry. If it's a big deal, we'll quit. Tomorrow, your Uncle Chen will go to the trustee to find a job for David, and ask him to help you ask. We're college students, and we're afraid we won't have a job. Barbara also hurriedly persuaded Wang Hanhan. Tomorrow I will ask together, it should be no problem, after all, this person is my old comrade in arms. Chen Baoguo also spoke up. The more several people persuaded Wang Hanhan, the more sad Wang Hanhan cried. Only David himself knew why Wang Hanhan was crying. Wang Changfeng had no choice but to take Wang Hanhan home. David, you should go to bed earlier too. I will take you to your Uncle Sun's house tomorrow and ask him to find a job for you. By the way, I also ask Hanhan, this child is really suffering. Barbara sighed. You can't bully Hanhan in the future, be nice to others. The Uncle Sun mentioned by Barbara is Chen Baoguo's comrade in arms Sun Fuai. After he was discharged from the army, Chen Baoguo became a civil servant in politics, while Sun Fuai went to sea with the retirement allowance to do business. Mom, okay, go to sleep. Barbara didn't listen to David's words and left. David was a little helpless. He always took Wang Hanhan as his sister, and he didn't have that kind of relationship between men and women. Now he doesn't know how to tell his parents. After shaking his head helplessly, David also went back to his room to sleep. Pine Bay couldn't go there for a short time, he was afraid that his parents would get angry. Early the next morning, Barbara shouted, David, get up quickly, dress better, don't be sloppy, your Uncle Sun specially asked for a day off for us. Got it. David opened his eyes and said. After a simple breakfast, the three of them hurried out the door, took a taxi, and headed for Sun Fuai's house. Chapter 64. Sun Fuai's family lives in a relatively well-known Phoenix Manor community in Horrendal. The average price of a house here is more than 10,000. A house can easily cost more than 1 million. It is not something that ordinary people in a small place like Horrendal can afford. David, when you get to the place, be sweet and polite. After all, we are asking for help. In your situation, it is difficult to find a job. No company is willing to find someone who has been in prison. You should pay more attention to yourself. In the car, Barbara kept telling David, for fear that David made a mistake. Okay, don't say a few words, what's wrong with being in jail? Is it okay to think that your character is not good after being in prison? I have followed Fu Hai's affection for many years, this is definitely no problem. Chen Baoguo turned his head from the co-pilot and said to Barbara. He was afraid that Barbara's nagging would upset David, especially when he mentioned the matter of going to jail. After all, it was enough for David to go to jail. You two are so affectionate, why haven't you seen him come to see you in the past few years? Don't you know how we've lived in the past few years? Barbara was a little unhappy. David has been in prison for the past few years, and their family's life has plummeted, but Sun Fuai has not been seen once. Okay, don't blame Fu Hai, I didn't tell him, I didn't tell the situation of our house, and he didn't know the address of our house, how to see it. I didn't jump on him, there is no such person as Sun Fuai now. Chen Baoguo is a relatively strong person, and he was a squad leader back then, so he is like this now, and I am embarrassed to tell my comrades in arms. If it weren't for David's job search, he would not have come to beg Sun Fuai. Mom, it's not that you don't know my dad's temperament. I will pay attention to it when I get there. When I earn money from work, our family will be better. David said to Barbara. Now David has 10 million in his pocket, but he can't tell his parents. After all, the money can't be explained. If he tells the truth, his parents won't believe it. After all, his 3 years in prison is too legendary. At this time, in a 2-story villa in Phoenix Manor, Sun Fuai, who was in his 50s, was wearing a very old military uniform and was sorting out in front of the mirror. On the sofa, a girl in her early 20s looks pretty good, with a tall body, wearing plaid pajamas, and half lying on the sofa playing with her mobile phone. Dad, what are you smoking? The broken military uniform from many years ago, and you still wear it. The girl glanced at Sun Fuai and said. This girl is Sun Xiaomeng, the only daughter of Sun Fuai. Your dad is going to see an old comrade in arms, so he took it out and put it on, but his belly is too big, and the clothes don't fit. A middle-aged woman came out of the kitchen with a plate of fruit. The woman was wearing a black dress with a white shirt inside, a pair of flesh-colored stockings and high-heeled shoes, obviously a professional white-collar dress, and light makeup. The age looks very young. This woman is Sun Fuai's wife, Li Fengxia, who works as a sales manager in her own company. Old Sun, who is this comrade in arms? I heard that several of your comrades in arms are well developed. You walk around a bit more and let them help. Maybe our company will be able to tide over the difficulties. Otherwise, it will be bankrupt after a period of resistance. Li Fengxia put down the fruit and asked Sun Fuai worriedly. Don't worry about it, this time it's our old monitor who came to the house. We haven't seen each other for a few years, so please be polite to me. Sun Fuai said to Li Fengxia impatiently. Old squad leader. Then maybe it's already well developed by now. I remember you mentioned it before and saved your life. Later, after being discharged from the army, you entered politics. Li Fengxia continued to ask. Chapter 65. Well, it's just that I haven't been in touch in recent years, I don't know what's going on. Sun Fuai nodded. Maybe I've already become a high-ranking official now, I'll be here in a while, you can talk about the past. Li Fengxia looked excited, then looked at Sun Xiaomeng on the sofa and said, Go and change your clothes, there will be guests at home, what are you doing like this? And your father, the old class leader, has a son, and when the time comes, everyone will come together, maybe. Oh, Mom, stop talking, I have a boyfriend now, and it's not like you don't know, it's really annoying. Sun Xiaomeng stood up from the sofa and walked towards the bedroom impatiently. You girl, I'm not doing it for you, then Kui Ziyuan is just a company sales manager, and the second generation official came here, can it be the same? Li Fengxia shouted from behind. Sun Xiaomeng didn't say anything, but after entering the bedroom, she closed the door with force. This child is so disobedient, Li Fengxia muttered, and then said to Sun Fuai, Old Sun, I'm going to wash some fruit. You remember to call to book a hotel, it's better, let's have dinner together at noon. Okay. Sun Fuai nodded. Soon, David's family arrived. After ringing the doorbell, Sun Fuai hurried to open the door. When Chen Baoguo and Sun Fuai met, both of them were stunned for a moment, and then hugged heavily. Old squad leader, I miss you so much. You have changed so much over the years, and your hair has turned a lot white. Sun Fuai laughed. Haha, your kid has also gained weight. With your current body shape, you still dare to wear a military uniform. Chen Baoguo laughed and punched Sun Fuai. Sun Fuai put his eyes on Barbara and David. When he saw that Barbara had open eyes, but his eyes were dull, as if he couldn't see anything, he was stunned for a moment. Seeing this, Chen Baoguo hurriedly introduced, This is my wife, Barbara, who fell ill a few years ago and lost her eyesight. Quote. Sun Fuai hurriedly said to Barbara, Hello, sister-in-law, hurry up and sit in the room. Barbara smiled and nodded again and again. Okay, I often hear Lao Chen mention your things at home. If I didn't have the old monitor back then, I would have been reincarnated now. Sun Fuai quickly helped Barbara into the door. Uncle Sun, let me come. David stepped forward and supported Barbara. This is my son David, Chen Baoguo said. Well, a talented person, the same as your father back then. Sun Fuai glanced at David and said with a smile. David followed with a smile. Sun Fuai gave him a good impression, and the smile on his face was sincere and not contrived. But no one noticed that after Sun Fuai's words, both Chen Baoguo and Barbara's expressions changed slightly, but it was only fleeting. Old Sun, is the old monitor here? Li Fengxia came out of the kitchen with another large plate of fruit and hurriedly greeted her. Old monitor, this is my wife Li Fengxia. Sun Fuai followed Chen Baoguo's introduction. Hello brother and sister, Chen Baoguo smiled slightly. Li Fengxia was stunned for a moment. She found that Chen Baoguo was wearing ordinary clothes and gray hair, and she did not have the majesty of a high-ranking official. Looking at Barbara who followed David, they were all plain and simple, just an ordinary person. Is it all so simple to be a high-ranking official now? Li Fengxia muttered in her heart. What are you stunned for? The old monitor is talking to you. Sun Fuai saw that Li Fengxia was stunned, so he pulled a hand and said. Oh, hello brother, hello sister-in-law, sit down, I'll wash the fruit for you. Li Fengxia reacted and hurriedly greeted her with a smile.
Please subscribe to follow the next more exciting chapters.